Ladies and gents, welcome back. Hey, what a time to be streaming. I don't know if I missed something. Did what was it? Daylight savings time happen? Because it looks like I'm behind by an hour on my end. Is that actually true? Is that a thing that's happening right now? I'm just looking at stuff here, and you might notice the scenery's all kind of changed. I've packed everything up. We're about to get going home. I was gonna do another out on the street walking video or live stream today, and well, what happened with that was it's pouring outside. It's raining like crazy. It's the coldest day it's been since we got here to Tokyo. And well, I guess that's not happening. Let's get the chat in here, see who's all here. Okay, everybody's already in here. Let's get this going. What? Oh, stay in Japan. Oh man, am I tempted at this point? Wow, am I tempted? So the question in the title here is, well, what am I coming home to? Because I've been looking at some of the news, and as you know, I've been on vacation. I've been busy, so I haven't been able to report on a lot of this news. But my God, what is happening? What is happening to our great country of the North? I'm not sure, and well, we're gonna get to the bottom of it. If not tonight, we're gonna get to the bottom of it in the week coming up. I'll be back home in a couple of days. We're not leaving just yet, but what we did was we put together because it's the whole family, and we have to go all the way to the airport, which is an hour away by train. And well, we had to. The most convenient way to do things is take your baggage and you send it ahead of time. You send it a few days early, and then they make sure it gets onto the plane for you. And then and it's convenient service, but you're left with having to pack everything up, and that includes like my camera and all the nice things for doing recordings and live streams inside the house here. We've missed you. Thanks. Oh, I've missed you guys. Yeah, it's been a crazy month, and I'm glad to be coming home and getting back to a normal routine. I've been going overboard on the food and the beers. The wobbly pops just going way too much, and I know that it's at the end of the day I'm gonna have to tone it back just a little bit when I get home. But yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna have to get back into shape. I mean, I guess I am a shape. Pear is a shape. But here we are. Here we are. And is the stream working okay? Is audio working? Everything seem okay for you guys? I don't have a nice mic today. I've got just this lavalier mic. I don't even know how long it's gonna last with the battery. So if it cuts out, then I guess that's the end of the stream. We'll see. We'll see how things go. Happy St. Patty's Day, Clyde and chat. Yeah, St. Patty's Day. Wow. Uh, Family Farms with the super chat. Let me get the chat on the side here so I can scroll through it. You got to be kidding me. What am I looking at here? We got Family Farms. Awesome way of spelling the name, by the way. Member for 4 months, re-upping your membership. Thank you so much. Safe travels back, brethren. Love, light, respect, blessings, and many thanks for being you. Thank you so much. Thank you right back at you. And we have Iphonics Zen with the $220 super chat. Appreciate your hard work, Clyde. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's gonna help pay for a little bit of all of this. This one definitely set me back quite a bit. Set the whole family back quite a bit. But at the end of the day, I mean, we hadn't been here for a long time, and this is where family is, and it's very important for us. And there's probably gonna be all kinds of audio clicking noises from the mic doing that thing. But thank you so much. Wow, very much. Yeah, that's very much appreciated, especially after all that we've doled out for this trip. Holy cow. But appreciate it a ton. And St. Patty's Day, yeah. Happy St. Patty's Day to everybody out there. And I'm guessing was there a daylight savings time? Was a time change? So in Japan it doesn't change. It never does. And I think that's the more common sense way of going about it. Why change the time? That's just kind of ridiculous. What credit union insures up to 350,000? Well, yeah, maybe the thing is you're gonna have to break up your bank accounts. Make sure you don't have more than it's 250K, by the way. CDIC, last time I checked, it was only like $5,000. The Canadian Depositors Insurance, but that may have changed. That was a long time ago. I checked that, but yeah. Careful, if you got all your eggs in one basket, that might lead to something really bad. Canada only goes to 100,000. Okay, well there you go. I hate time change. So did that happen? Was that the thing? Did the time change happen? And now I'm an hour late. Oh boy, I didn't even know. I never pay attention to when the time changes, and then I always get messed up by it. And I don't understand the reason for it. It used to be some agrarian thing, but if it gets darker, just get up at a different time. Don't change the clock. That is, it's just ridiculous. Smash the like, guys. Yeah, I really appreciate it if you smash that like button. It really helps out a lot. It tells the algorithm that this is something that you would like to watch, and you would like, and you would recommend it to other people, is what it's saying. And yeah, or even share. Apparently, I was reading about it. Even if you hit the share button and copy link, it tells the algorithm, hey, you're gonna go paste that somewhere else, and we don't know where, but that's a share for sure. So even if you don't paste it somewhere else, hit share and hit copy link, and then do whatever you want with it. You can share it out, but it definitely helps. I don't know. This is just what I heard this past week. 100K per account is, okay, so that's CDIC, Canadian Depositors Insurance Corporation will give you 100 grand per account. So if you have more than 100 grand, just open up a new account. I think that's the only way you can go about it in these times. But at any rate, I don't know if I'm going to have to get into this when I get back. I'd like to bring on some financial experts, like some people. I've read a lot about economics, and I know a lot about how economies work. With degrees of, I guess, disagreement with certain camps. And most people don't realize that when it comes to economics, there's actually several schools of thought on economics. You have the school that everybody learns from is the John Maynard Keynes group of economics. That's what the standard universities will teach you if you just get Economics 101. And that's it's actually a failed theory. If you speak to people who of other schools of thought, such as the Chicago School, if you're familiar with Milton Friedman or Thomas Sowell, they're both from the Chicago School of Economics, and they have a different school of thought than John Maynard Keynes. And then there's the Austrian school, Ludwig von Mises. He wrote a treatise called Praxeology, Human Action. And his school of thought, and it tends to agree more with the Chicago school than it does with the John Maynard Keynes, Keynesian economics, they call it. It was famous, I think it was Nixon back in the 70s when they got rid of the gold standard completely. And they stepped away from the Bretton Woods Agreement, and they said, nope, no more gold standard. We're all Keynesians now, he said. And the reason why is because it's a popular belief amongst politicians, because, well, the theory goes that deficit spending is a good thing. And they break things up between the macro and the micro scale. It was a popular thing at the time that he was writing it when it comes to like string theory and stuff, where they're saying, oh, physics behaves differently on the macro scale as it does in the micro scale. So they came up with this theory of micro and macroeconomics, and it's all led us to, where we are now, where they believe that the fundamentals of economics don't work the same when you're talking about a big governmental scale of economics. So we can totally just print money, and there will be no consequences for these actions. You need to. They also have the broken window theory, where if you break a window, someone has to replace the window, so it causes economic activity to occur, which is absurd. It's a net negative, or it's a plus minus zero situation where you don't actually get anything new in the economy. You just have a broken window, and everybody is working to repair what we already had. There's no new thing occurring there. So this is what fuels a lot of the thought around, hey, wars are a good thing because we get to destroy a bunch of stuff, and then we get to go in and rebuild it. At the end of the day, it's plus minus zero, and minus a lot of human life, and that's a big problem with these theories and these schools of thought. So this is a lot of where we are today is because of, thank you, John Maynard Keynes, and your crappy ideas. I mean, that's, at the end of the day, that's where we are. That's where we are currently. But I mean, I'm just going on a rant now. I really got into economics at one point in my life. I just thought it was fascinating. And so I read a whole lot about economics, including Human Action. That book, I mean, if you're not interested in it, it is probably going to be the most dull read ever. Big fat, big old book about economic theory. But that's the thing. What really fascinated me was Mises wrote. What was the name of the book? Theory on Money and Credit, I believe, was his treatise on money and credit. Rob Hellfire, remember, for 3 months. Thank you so much. Get out there and have some fun in the warm Tokyo sun. I was going to today. I was actually going to take you guys all for a walk. That's why I packed up all my stuff. I was going to get the selfie stick out and go for another walk with you guys. But instead, I got treated with the coldest day since we got here, and a whole lot of rain, and really windy. Probably not what would not have been good for the live stream. I could have taken an umbrella with me, but the wind would have just been howling through the microphone. They're putting up so much money, they're going to run out of trees. Yeah, money printer go burr, right? It's so funny because they say, oh, we're not printing money. We're not just printing money, because what they're doing is they're issuing new credit. It's digital, so it's not. We're not printing money. We haven't even turned the press on. We just put more zeros on a bank account. That's really how it goes. The Hachi story was sad, bro. The Hachiko, the dog that would meet his owner at the station every day. Yeah, that sad story, but it was an inspiration for so many people, and that's why the statue's there. It's amazing. You're in Tokyo. You're lucky. Yeah, I'm lucky, but I'm heading home. Is that lucky? I don't know. Lucky, not so lucky. We'll see. This came at a great cost to us, this trip, but hey, why not? In fact, we did some fun stuff. We went to Universal Studios Japan. Now, normally, our family, my wife really likes Disneyland. She really loves Disneyland. It's not so much of a liking Disney thing. She just likes going to Disneyland. And we used to do that often. We would go to Disneyland, Tokyo. Because maybe you don't know, but Tokyo has its own Disneyland. And I've never been to an American Disneyland, but I'd been to Tokyo Disneyland so many times. I hear all these stories about Disneyland in Florida or in California being so messy and the staff don't care. It's just beautiful here. Unfortunately, Disney's done some stuff in the past few years that we can't get on board with. So we decided not to spend our money with Disney Corporation, and we decided to do something else instead. And we went to Universal Studios in Osaka. And we took the bullet train, the Shinkansen, down there a few days ago. And we spent a few nights in Osaka, and we went to Universal Studios, Japan. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And again, like Universal Studios in California, I heard stories about it being just this like garbage everywhere, a mess. Watch your pockets; you're gonna get you get your wallet lifted. Osaka. You only lived Twice location. Yeah, that's right. The Bond film. Disney's gone woke, go broke, crazy world. Yeah, absolutely. I don't feel comfortable spending my money with Disney Corporation at this point. Anyway, we'll see in the future if they change their ways. I definitely like some of their products, but I just there's alternatives. Universal Studios Japan, and it's not that Universal Studios is like innocent in this whole game, but like you can't shelter yourself away from everything. But Disney's been the front loading this whole woke, just junk. Boycott Disney cruises. I had no plan on going on a cruise. So I always laugh at people at the concept of boycotting something that you weren't going to buy anyway. You can't really boycott something that you weren't going to buy. So this is why I push this one out there, because that we normally, when we visit Tokyo, we would go to Disneyland, and we've done this many times in the past. And this is just this is a thing. So we would have, except they've been doing things that I disagree with as a company. So that is a legitimate boycott. I've decided to take my money elsewhere. And so much for your services, Disney. Sorry. Perhaps in the future, if you decide not to be leading the charge on the woke ideology, the woke moralists. Anyway, that you may get my shekels again one day. That's the thing. Yep, I went to the parade in Ireland. Oh, wait, are you replying to me or somebody else? You can ignore the truth for so long. Yeah, absolutely. And then it catches up on you, and then you're like, okay, well, maybe I should do something about it. Maybe I should, I don't know, decide to spend my money elsewhere, start a podcast, start talking to people about this stuff. Never watch Disney Channel or subscribe. So I never had Disney Plus. I don't have a lot of the streaming services. We don't spend a lot of time in front of the television. And when we do, a lot of time, like I spend a lot of time in front of the computer, don't get me wrong. But like as a family, we don't spend a ton of time in front of the television. The kids like their shows, but they watch a lot of Japanese shows, to be honest. And not gonna lie, some of the Japanese shows these days, I thought maybe the woke stuff would have infected over here, but we went to a movie. You may not know this series, Doraemon, and let me see if I can pull up an image of what the character looks like. But Doraemon is a character in Japan for children. Let me just pull this up. So this is difficult. I'm working with one screen on a laptop. Again, folks, so bear with me. How do you spell that? Is it with a R? Doraemon. There we go. Doraemon. I'll just pop this up. You'll see what I'm talking about here. Bear with me again. There it is. Doraemon. Doraemon's this character, and he's supposed to be a robot cat, a robot cat that lost its ears somewhere along the line. I don't know the full story, but we went and watched a movie with the kids, and brought the kids to this movie, and I was amazingly surprised by the storyline, and it was interesting storyline. Let me get into this one sec here. I'll pull up Doraemon and all the other characters. So he's this cat, a robot cat that lives with this character here, this guy, and his name is Nobita. And I know all this stuff because my kids are really into it, right? And they really like the storyline and all that stuff. And it's cute, it's interesting. But what I found most interesting was the fact that it was like looks like a kitty. Yeah, so he's supposed to be a robot cat, and he lost his ears at some point. Anyway, looks not bad. It's super wholesome. The whole series has been around for a lot of years. But I mean, so is a lot of things with Disney, the woke ideologies gotten in and infected Disney. It's infected other studios, and we've all seen it, and it's pretty gross, um, to say the least. It's pretty gross. Um, what I thought was awesome about this was it was so not woke, and it was actually pretty based. The story was pretty based, and like a simple explanation of the storyline for this particular one, because every movie that comes out has a different storyline. But it's really interesting. They have a lot of, like, moral lessons and stuff like that, like you would normally see in any kids show. But the one story on this one was, at the beginning, Nobita, the main character kid, who lives with Doraemon the cat. I can't believe I'm doing a review of this. It's hilarious. But gummy bears. Oh yeah, I used to watch that when I was a kid. That was great. Based versus woke. I like it. Yeah, exactly. So the story was actually quite based. So the beginning of the story, kid's at school, and he learns from this other kid about utopia that once existed, where everybody had everything they ever needed, and it was perfect life, and everybody lived perfectly, and it was great, and nobody had to stress or work or any of this stuff. It was a utopia. They actually used the word utopia in the story. And the title is actually, I forget the name of the title. It was something about utopia. And so the main character, he becomes fascinated with this idea of a utopia, and he's like, I gotta find this utopia, because living in a utopia would be great for everybody, right? And he gets like a glimpse of it one day, and he sees this, like, I don't know, moon shaped thing in the sky, and he's like, I think that's the utopia. So he gets his robot cat to help him find this utopia. The robot cat, of course, has a bunch of goodies that help them along with the story, right? So they get on a ship and they go searching for this utopia. Long story short, they find it. They find it, but it's called Paratopia, and it's this utopia that had been around, and they've been hidden away from whatever. Anyway, they get accepted in. Him and his friend group get accepted in, and pardon my cough here, but they get accepted in, and they quickly find out that it's, well, all the friends start getting brainwashed into this utopia. But because his character is not particularly good at anything, like, that's kind of the storyline, is his character is not actually particularly good at anything. He's kind of just mediocre, down the line, straight up, like, just normal person, right? He's not particularly good at school. He's not particularly good at sports. And that's just kind of the lovability about this character over the years, is he's just kind of everyman, right? As a kid. Now, in this utopia, he's trying to become perfect like everybody else, and he just sucks at it. He sucks at it, and he can't excel in it, and it's a really interesting story. Anyway, because of his hardship, he finds out about some other people that realize that this utopia is not what it's actually cracked up to be, and everyone's been brainwashed, there's like these leaders, and it's a group of three. And it turns out that they're just bots for this one guy behind the scenes who's just stealing energy from everybody. And it's a roundabout way of just telling people that, like, a utopia like this could never exist. And that's really, like, at the moral, the end of the story is, yeah, life is messy, and life is not always easy, but it's better than trying to strive for perfection. When you try to strive for this utopian society, everything else is sacrificed for that. And it's just it's such a great story. I was, like, blown away. I was blown away. My wife was crying in the theater, and I was blown away by how base the storyline was. Instead of trying to push people into wanting to have a utopia, which we find in the West, it was teaching people that utopia can never exist. It never will exist, and all your attempts to to bring utopia to the masses is only going to actually affect people negatively in the end. And that's what an awesome story that happened, that we had there. Like the acorns, however, but if you know about it, you can escape it. Well, yeah, but let's not bring it on. Let's not bring it on, and that's what we see in Canada with perhaps a great reset that we've been hearing about. We also have the great narrative. People will tell you that you're a conspiracy theorist if you say these things, but there's one grand Q-tip that wrote the book, actually both those books, The Great Reset, COVID-19, and then The Great Narrative, which is his way of saying we need to take a hold of the narrative as these transitions happen in our lives, in our world and time here. I'm not seeing everything on the. Oh, okay. For some reason the chat is like, I got two chats open and one's dragging compared to the other one. Conspiracy is only a spoiler alert. Yeah, that's what we've been learning these days. Absolutely unreal. If we're all conspiracy theories, what does that say about the few people trying to say otherwise? Yeah, good point. Good point. Absolutely. And my God, just like what has been going on in Canada. So I just wanted to jump on this and start and just talk about some of the things that we're learning about what's happening in Canada. And bear with me because everything's kind of all over the place. Here, I have a bunch of notes that I put for myself in my Discord here. I have to comment on these things. Unreal. Let's look at what are we seeing here from China. So China, Xi Jinping has secured himself a president, the position of president again, precedent breaking, third term as president. So, yeah, unbelievable. The media is just like totally cool with this. Yeah, no problem. What was the other option? What was the other option? Apparently, it was the vote was just straight up down the line for him and nobody else. Shocking, I know. China's Xi Jinping awarded a third 5-year term as president in race with no opponent. Okay, well, there's your answer right there. Oh my God, that's so funny. Nobody opposed him. I wonder why. I mean, because that's what democracy looks like, right? No opposition. Oh God. Okay, you can't make this stuff up, folks. It's this is where we are. This is where we are today. And I'm not really going to go in too much about the Chinese politics because I don't care much about Chinese politics and it's not really my forte. It's not something I really care that much about. But what I care about a lot is where Chinese politics is mixing with Canadian politics. And I've been trying to follow this story since I got here to Japan, and oh boy, are we dealing with something crazy in Canada? 100% of the vote, a true democracy, right? Unreal. Yeah, no opposition. No one had a death wish. That's exactly it. But here's the thing. The big importance in this story, well, for one, unprecedented. He's a dictator now. I mean, any semblance of democracy in China. I mean, the People's Republic of China. Yeah, that's a thing. Tempest, renewing your membership. Thank you so much. Who would have known that Winnie the Pooh would have become such a nefarious figure? Absolutely. I love the Winnie the Pooh memes. That's great. But yeah, China is definitely a dictatorship, and Xi Jinping has been pushing pushing China in the direction of going back to a Maoist China, and that's bad news. That's bad news because it's ideologically led, obviously by the ideology of Marx and Engels, and that's where that's where Mao got his ideology. Of course, Mao came to power back in the 1950s by force. After the Second World War, when the what was it the nationalists, the Chinese Nationalist Party, had been fighting against the Japanese and been beat back so bad, and then when the Japanese had to retreat, the Chinese Communist Party came out of the hills where they were hiding and defeated the nationalists after they'd already been beaten down, came to power, and then went through the universities and indoctrinated the children in their cultural revolution. That is eerily similar to what's happening in the universities in North America today, or in the West, even in Britain and whatnot, the Western countries. And this is history we all need to learn from. Anyway, when they came to power, they weren't a failure because they didn't. And this is a thing that socialists never get right. Is it's never been a failure because they weren't adhering to the socialism doctrine or the communist doctrine. They were a failure because they were absolutely adherent to the socialist doctrine. It's a doctrine of failure, absolutely. And most people don't realize that when the hippies were doing their hippie flower power movement in North America, Chinese people were starving to death in the tens of millions. This is a thing that happened in China, and it all happened because of Mao and under Mao. And it wasn't until the late 70s and going into the 80s that China started turning around economically, not socially, not any of that stuff, but they turned around economically because they opened up 4 economic sectors that would be able to trade freely, so they say, with the West, and basically that became the biggest economic boom for China. Led them to liberalize in the classical liberal sense, to a degree, but it was still largely under communist rule. Well, largely it is communist rule, but they scrapped a lot of the communism stuff. Anyway, long story short, again, Xi Jinping is a fan of Chairman Mao and the way he did things as a dictator in China, and it looks like they want to go back in that direction, only they have a little bit more money to play with this time. It looks like they're falling on economic collapse just like the rest of the world, and not only that, but population collapse. Population collapse is a big issue, and this is going to be a huge one moving forward. I know you have like the Bill Gates type saying that we need population reduction. That's naturally going to happen. This is not something that they need to go poison the well to do. This is actually happening at the moment. This is actually happening. Population collapse is occurring, and it's hitting China really, really hard. I don't even eat Chinese food anymore. Thai and Vietnamese food is so much better. It's funny. When you get Chinese food in Canada, you're probably not getting Chinese food. Even in Japan, when you get Chinese food in Japan, it's their own take on Chinese food. It's not Chinese food. I have friends that have been to China, and they said, be careful what you eat, man. But some people love it. I don't know. Yeah, that's just say that. Korean food is great in Canada. Korean food's fantastic. I love the spicy. I love the spicy gumbo soup stuff they do. It's really good. They serve it up here in Japan a lot as well, and it's tasty. I love it. I love the spicy stuff. But yeah, anyway, so China is going through some serious issues at the moment, with a rejuvenation of their want for this, central authority, hard-nosed approach to things. You'll notice you don't see Jack Ma going around bragging about how great he is anymore. He got his pee-pee slapped by the Communist Party in China, as well as everybody else, and they've virtually kicked out all the foreigners. Don't take my word for it though. Go follow Lawai 86, is it? And Serpent ZA. Two great channels that talk a lot about China. They both lived there and adventured around China as much as they could at a time that was a little freer to move around. But yeah, definitely go follow them. You'll find out a lot more about what's going on in China. But nonetheless, China is trying to interfere with our elections in Canada, and they want, essentially, and this is what they said, they would like a broken up Canadian political system. They don't want a majority in government, because a majority would, a lot of people would raise their concerns about China, and they may do things that are unfavorable to China. And China wanted a Trudeau minority, and well, that's what they got. And how much did they influence our elections is the question. And who were the ones who were paid off? And this story is just getting crazy to me. It's such a crazy story because, straight up, first off, the information was known about. CSIS knew what was going on, and they actually let the Prime Minister know. And, well, you guessed it, they kept hush-hush about it. They kept pretty hush about it. Ramen is one of the most delicious things here. It's amazing. Sorry, I just saw the comment there. Ramen is pretty delicious. It sure is. It beats pho any day, that's for sure. But crickets, give it to Mikey. He'll eat anything. Yeah. Ugh. So China chooses our leader, right? Yeah. Or is it our our leader? CSIS knew about this. They let the Prime Minister of Canada know about this, and then they stayed quiet about it. They didn't tell the RCMP about it. The RCMP were later told about it, and then they said, I think we need to investigate into this. Wow, that's looking dirty. And Jolie had an intense stare down with Chinese diplomat. I heard about that. And they turned that into a mansplaining thing. I don't know if I have the clip for that. It was just, it's just embarrassing. Embarrassing to see what was actually happening in Canada. So, and that was an MP from, I don't remember where. And he mentioned how they locked eyes or something like that. And he said, I'm sure he was really intimidated. and so they turned that comment into a bunch of MPs saying, "Oh, this is discrimination, and it's microaggressions." I need to pull this up because this is stupid. This is embarrassing. It's embarrassing for the world. It's embarrassing for all of us. Why don't I just pull up my profile? We can see some of the things I was commenting about. Oh, I got it here. Oh, Uncle Hack put that up there. Oh, okay. That's about it. What did I say recently? It just it made me laugh, but also like feel so embarrassed for our own. Okay, here we are. Oh, I'm working on a laptop. Sorry, guys. Bear with me. Bear with me as I do this. I got no Stream Deck or any of this stuff. So here's the deal. If our leaders can't handle microaggressions, how can we expect them to handle actual aggressions? Unfit for office, in my opinion. And this has to do with, oh my God, Windows updates are terrible. They screw with your computer. I want to make sure that you guys can hear this when I play it.
I have a point of order in regards to the Minister Jolie, you've talked tough. You've talked tough with your Beijing counterpart. So you say you even stared into his eyes. I'm sure he was very intimidated. And now we learned today, or yesterday in the Globe and Mail very conveniently, that a visa was not was denied of a diplomat who wanted to work at the Canadian Beijing embassy. One visa, is that
I
it?
have a point of order in regards to the conduct of Mr. Cooper and his.
Okay, first off, I'm gonna before we get into this. So it's funny. It's funny. I'm sure he was very intimidated when you stared into his eyes, you said, and that's a dig. That's a dig. You want to call it a microaggression or whatever? Call it what you want. It's a dig. It's a dig at Jolie. It's a dig at her. And it would be a dig at a dude, even. If a dude had said that and you made fun of him for saying that, oh, I'm sure he was really intimidated when you stared into his eyes. I mean, it's that goes across the board. It goes across the board. Just make fun of people. Do it. Ridicule is what we do. We ridicule people because what they're saying is ridiculous. By saying, "Oh, I stared into his eyes and he really got him," blah blah blah. No, yeah, you're not intimidating anybody, sweetheart. But here's the response to it, which is even worse. It makes it sound even less tough, right?
His comments. I think any woman sitting around this room, I'm sure men can appreciate it and understand it too. The constant demeaning nature that only occurs to our female minister that appeared today.
We don't need the women to get
Yesterday,
it.
it was another member of our team asking a question in QP, and a Conservative member said she deserved a participation medal. Today, it was a question of whether this minister is tough enough. Every single day, we sit in this house as women, and we hear.
Hold up. What's your problem with participation awards? What's your problem with their participation award? Are you saying that participation awards are embarrassing to receive? Then why are we doing that? I think it's the liberals that have been pushing this stuff for years. The celebration of mediocrity, and let's put everybody at the forefront. Nobody left behind. Everybody gets a prize. Stuff. No. You even recognize in the way you're saying this that a participation award is an insult. It's insulting to get a participation award. So yeah. Oh, but it's women's are getting. You're throwing digs at us and we can't handle it. We totally can't handle it.
These they're called microaggressions, but they don't feel very micro to continuously be undermined. And I think he owes this committee and the minister in particular an apology. And I am really sick and tired of sitting in here having to listen to it. I am sick and tired of Canadians having to see.
Then get out. If you're sick and tired of it, resign.
It, and I'm really sick and tired of the Conservatives just not getting it.
Like she ripped her brow off and beat him with it.
Mrs. Romanado?
Oh, somebody else got to chime in. It's great.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. And I, too, I'm really disappointed.
I'm so disappointed in you.
I want to know if that member opposite, when then Prime Minister Stephen Harper confronted Vladimir Putin and said, get out of Ukraine, did that member opposite say, was he tough enough? That was completely unacceptable.
Did you say he was tough enough?
Behavior for every woman that has ever taken her place in this house. And I demand an apology under Standing Order 18.
Rawr. That's a woman. Hear her roar. Hear her roar. Wow. That's where we are today. Snowflakes in Ottawa and Toronto. It's crazy. It's insane. If you can't take the digs, get out of the kitchen. Like, you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. Can't take the digs or any of that stuff. I'm so sick and tired of all this stuff. I just can't handle. I can't handle the fact that he's making fun of me. He's making fun of the things that I said. Participation awards. Oh God, that got me. That got me perfect. Because again, it's been the liberals, it's been the left that's been pushing for these things like participation awards. Again, the celebration of mediocrity is what it's called. And where does that get us? It gets us nowhere. It's everybody else has to wait for the mediocre to come along. And it's we don't give people prizes for winning stuff anymore. What do you think's going to happen to society? It's terrible. It's a terrible development. So yeah, when the words participation award become an insult, it's a dig at you and your whole ideology, woman. And the fact that you see it as an insult is just beautiful to me. That is just a beautiful development. And that's where we are. I can't handle life. Toughen up. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, they selected her. She's pretty hot. What? NFG, haha, harsh. Or ha. Remember when Trudeau called an election at the height of the pandemic? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, unreal. Get a backbone. Great comment, Clyde. Yeah, they brought it upon themselves. Like, oh my God, oh I'm so hurt by it. They go home and cry. Who cares? I mean, at the end of the day, what's going to happen with this whole scenario, this whole situation? We're in a hot mess. We're in a hot mess, and who's going to come and clean it up? Are the sensitive ones going to come and clean it up? Oh my God, no, I can't get my fingers dirty. No, you're going to have to get, real people to come clean up the mess. And at the end of the day, it's it's not going to be easy, and it's not going to be, you're just going to have to swallow your pride on all of this at the end of the day. Because, well, where are we going? Where are we going economically? We're going to a place where we just cannot pay the bills. So all of these things, all of these apparatus that they've put in place, all of the bureaucrats that have stupid jobs that don't make any sense, and all of that stuff, we're going to end up having to cut it. We're going to have to cut all of this stuff. Are they going to let you back in, Clyde? We'll see. We'll see. 1 trillion in debt. Yeah. Like, do you think... And there's that amazing clip, and I've showed it many times on the channel, and I'm not going to dig it up because it'd be easier on my computer back at home. There's that amazing clip of someone actually asking Justin Trudeau while he was spending all this money, why do you think we're going to have a hard time paying it back? And his reply was just so indignant. Looks at him like it's historic low interest rates. This is when you just spend all the money. What do you do? What are you talking about, Glenn? He was so taken back by it, like shocked that anybody would ask, maybe servicing this debt is going to be difficult? Yeah, it's going to be difficult. But you know what's going to have to happen is austerity. You're gonna have to reel things back. You're gonna have to just cut entire branches of the government. This is really what's gonna happen, unless they get their reset that they're looking for. But we'll see. Vote for Derek. Okay, I heard about that. Derek's gonna run for mayor of Calgary. I wish him the best. Absolutely. I need to learn more about it. I don't know much about what's going on. I've been out of town. Even on my vacation, I've been out of town this past week. So I'm gonna catch up on that, find out what's going on, and see what's happening with that, because that sounds like that will be a hilarious run, in my opinion, and we'll see how it goes. I hope he wins. I think that would be fantastic. Family Farms knows it was what? That's why I was born. Okay. We need help here in Calgary. Well, Derek's coming to the rescue. I'm gonna have to have him on to talk about it. When are you back in Canada? On the 20th. The 20th, in the 20th in Japan, I fly out. So I think I don't get back till the 21st. Because, I mean, what's the date today? You guys are watching me from the past. I'm in the future right now. It's March 18th today. So in 2 days, I fly out. And I'm going to have my last hurrah here before I go home. Welcome home, if they let me back. That's a thing. Calgary has a fairly left mayor for some time. Yeah, so they're looking to get someone in who's not crazy left. My wings can't hardly wait. But yeah, it's been a crazy few weeks with all of this stuff going on. So yeah, the microaggressions and all this stuff, that's what they're worrying about. What's about to happen in Canada? What's about to happen in Canada? We're seeing economic collapses starting to happen. And I've been predicting this for years, a bit like Peter Schiff. You know, I predicted, what's the thing? Successfully predicted 2 of the last 20 economic collapses. The other 18 didn't happen. Just the fundamentals of the economy just are not there. It looks like we've borrowed way too much money, and in order to keep putting more liquidity into the market, it drove inflation up so high. I mean, it's so funny that we separate those two things. That when they put liquidity into the market, they call it that, and then they say, as a result, inflation happened. No, that is what you did. They inflated the currency, and as a result, prices went up. That's really what happened. Now, Peter Schiff. I like that guy. Late Night Clyde. Yeah, I guess it's late night because I started really late. What? Yeah, it messed everything up. The daylight savings time. What a terrible idea. Why do they go through with that? I don't know why they do it. They should just cancel daylight savings time. It should never be a thing anymore. We should just abandon that concept completely. But yeah, that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Howdy, Clyde. When did you come on live? I didn't get a notification or see it on the channel. I think I was late to the punch because I'm just getting to that, the daylight savings time thing. And here we go. Why would Trump do this? I don't know. What did Trump do? Did Trump do something? Holy cow! Am I missing a whole story? It's like giving away hundreds of millions of dollars away for free was a bad idea. Yeah, that's where we are with that. It's unbelievable what the Trudeau government's done. And I mean, I've disagreed with other governments. I've disagreed with the Harper government with his push for the Trans-Pacific Partnership. I'm glad that fell through, the TPP. But he had another trade deal prior to that with China that was no good for Canada. And here's the thing, I hope that the Conservatives get in. If you think that the PPC is going to be the majority government, you're out to lunch. And I hope the PPC get seats where normally Liberals and NDP would have gotten seats. I'm full on board for that, but I hope they don't vote split and ruin the chances for a Conservative government. Even though I'm not going to agree with everything that the Conservatives have to bring to the table. And I'm going to be just as loud as I am now when the Conservatives do get in, because that's inevitable. The inevitability is, and this is just a cycle in Canadian politics, unfortunately. It is what it is, but we just got to come to grips with it. It's a cycle. People get fed up with the Conservatives, so then they vote in the Liberals, and then they get fed up with the Liberals, so then they vote in the Conservatives. It is a bit of a monoparty. It is a uniparty. But that doesn't mean that we can't change things. And the way we change things is by changing things on a cultural level. If we change the culture, they have to follow. And I'm worried about about voting for Maxim and splitting the vote. Well, just understand how the electoral system works in Canada. If you're voting for the PPC in a region that would never ever vote for a Conservative Party, and you can pull the vote away from the New Democrats, or the Liberals. That's great. The Liberal government has been the worst. Yeah, they have been the worst ever. But like I said, don't think for one second that when the Conservatives get in, I'm just going to be like a voice for the Conservatives. No way. No way. I'm going to be railing against them, and I'm going to be pushing the culture so that they go in the direction that I think that Canada should be going in. And I think that we all have our ideas of where Canada goes, and I'm sure we have great concepts. But the thing is, there's a whole lot of other people in the country, and there's a whole lot of other people that have different ideas. It's about winning people over with these ideas. It's not about preaching at them and telling them they're stupid or something like that. Definitely, we can win people over by changing the culture, or we could change the culture by winning people over. It really is that. And if the politicians think that they have to do a thing to go in the direction that the people want, then they will do that. By just going after the politician themselves or trying to hire in the right politician, you're not getting anywhere. Because no matter what politician gets in, you're going to be sorely disappointed by it. So change the culture. I like that. But yeah, no, I think this is the fight, and it's going to be a long fight. And this is how we're gonna have to do it. Pierre has a channel, allows comments. Oh, okay, cool. But what about when Jimmy McJuggernuggets gets his PM? I can't wait to see what happens there. Oh God, it's so funny that he just got laughed out of Parliament when he said that. That's too good. Be nice to Trump, everyone. What happened to Trump? Somebody tell me in the comments, what happened to Trump? Did he do something stupid? I don't know. I think wow, we don't know what's going to happen in the next U.S. election. Trump champions the booster still. Oh, what? Even doctors are getting away from that, and even Canada's health professionals have backed away from that now. Ooh, yeah, that's not the best. I don't know anybody who's going to get it. He got fried in his tanning bed. He got his YouTube channel back. Oh, cool. So why are people saying the thing? I don't know. He'll get his pension and resign. Oh, Jimmy McJuggernuggets. No, he'll stay around as long as he's useful to the. I mean, his real constituency in Davos. Jimmy, yeah, they're gonna have to fire him. I think he will get fired the next time he's up for re-election in his region. I think they'll want to get rid of him. Because I mean, a lot of the NDP people are like working class people. They're not happy with this stuff. Oh yeah, I'm going after the CEOs of all the grocery store CEOs. Give me a break. See, like, what do grocery stores' profit margins run at? Like 4%, something like that. Profit margins are so tiny. And you're going after them for gouging. Oh my God, they're gouging so much. If they didn't have the prices they had, they'd be giving it away for free. And I know, what a concept. A socialist asking for everything to be for free and not providing any incentive for anybody. It's unbelievable. It's so funny that I think it's just a lazy way of going about it. At least he's still has the rhetoric, and he's still got the thing going. He knows he's not going to get voted out until 2025 because he's the only guy holding the whole thing together. and then he knows he's toast in the next one. His track record, anyone who's like on board with the okay, I'm gonna say this. I've said it a million times. I'm gonna say it again. NDP has two demographics of voters. They have disaffected liberals, and they have actual people who are on board with the old Jack Layton NDP platform, right? So you're talking union types, people who think that we're standing up for the working class and all of that stuff, and the Bernie Sanders types, right? And those are the two sides. He sold both those sides out. Disaffected liberals, they they wanted something that was not liberal, and Jagmeet Singh just gave them the liberals, gave them a liberal majority, and that's what they wanted not to get. And no way PPC voting Pierre, bro. Okay, I mean, and I'm not going to tell people who to vote for. I'm going to tell people what I think my strategy for getting parties in is. You don't have to go by that. I'm not telling people who to vote for. That's just that. But here we are, Jimmy Dhaliwal. But yeah, he sold out the disaffected liberals who didn't want the Liberal Party, so they voted the NDP because they're not going to vote for the Conservatives. Like I said, they're disaffected liberals. They're against the Conservatives, but they wanted something different. Sold them out. When it came to the Jack Layton, the old style NDP, sold them out too because he went totally against their platform. Still got the stupid rhetoric, which I disagree with. And even Bernie Sanders came around on the he was on Bill Maher just recently, and Bill Maher asked him about the difference between equity and inequality, and Bernie had a burnout moment. He just like, I don't know what's the difference. And then he got explained, right, the difference between equality and equity. Equality is the idea that everybody's got an equal starting point, everybody's got an equal opportunity, everyone's got the equal access to government services, equal everything, right, from a starting point, but the outcomes are not the same, right? Because it all depends on what you want to put into it. You put into your life, you invest in yourself, you do all these things, you'll benefit from it. But equity is this new stuff. Clyde is a libertarian, bro. So I do side a lot with a lot of things libertarians have to say, but I disagree with some of the things. I'm an independent. I'm my own guy. I got my own thoughts, my own ideas. But yeah, everyone wants to put everybody else in a box, and I see that. But yeah, so even with Bernie Sanders, so equity is this concept that everybody should have the equal outcome, not an equal starting point. Forget about the starting point. Everybody should have an equal outcome, and no one ever will. You never achieve that. That's the utopian society, right? You'll never achieve that. All you ever end up doing is holding people down that want to do things because they would excel in order to give things to other people who wouldn't excel for whatever reason, right? Whether it's because of their own decisions or because of things that they, some people are not crazy smart, and some people are born with disabilities, and some people are whatever, and that's the thing. Nobody puts Clyde in the corner. Yeah, nobody puts me in the corner. No thanks. No thanks. I mean, I respect a lot of people's ideas and the fact that they come up with ideas. I don't necessarily have to agree with everything that everybody says. And as soon as people put you into a box, that's kind of, and honestly, the media has done it to me. The National Post, when they wrote about me because of Derek's book going viral, they called me a conservative YouTuber. I'm not a conservative. I mean, yeah, I signed on to the Conservative Party to get PP in as the leader. But I also voted for Leslyn Lewis and Roman Baber. Those were my other picks. I actually prefer them. Not gonna lie. Great YouTube channel name, Clyde's Corner. Oh yeah, maybe Clyde's. It sounds too much like a ripoff of Don Cherry or something, right? Clyde is coming to us, thankfully, because of undersea cables, not satellites, to be sure. Yeah, that's it. I noticed before I went live that there's a bit of a discrepancy with the audio. It's like it's not synced right, and it's because I'm on a wireless thing. I hope that's not bothering anybody. Clyde's cornhole. Yeah, okay. Cornhole. Eesh. Eesh. Guys, give me a break. But yeah, no, I'm this is what corner gas ripoff. Yeah, it sounds no micro Clyde. No microaggressions in my streams. No, I won't accept that. I know it was a microaggression, but it seemed like a big aggression. Clyde needs a wobbly pop ASAP. The timing is just all wrong. I'm gonna have wobbly pops later, but like you guys have to realize when I do these live streams in Japan, it's 12:39 right now. It's like midday. It's it's midday. Oh, my phone did a weird thing. Yeah, midday. Man, this webcam sucks. Anyway, sorry for the wobbly shots. Oof. Too soon. Are we allowed to say that stuff? Clyde, Asahi or Sapporo? Asahi, all the way. Super dry. It's got that karakuchi. It's great. Karakuchi, if you don't know, if you buy Asahi, it always says that on the top. Karakuchi. It means like that spicy. It's not spice, but it translates to spice mouth. But it's just like that. The bite. The bite of a crisp, cold beer. But yeah, I'm a Asahi guy. I drink Asahi even in Canada. That's my go-to. Kushiyaki. Kushiyaki, yeah. Well, we went for kushiage. Kushiyaki is yakitori, right? I'm saying these words like you guys get what I'm saying. Anyway, kushiyaki is like meat sticks. They're good. Most people call it yakitori because tori means bird, and it's mostly chicken. It's mostly chicken on them. Chicken meat sticks, and they're done over hot coals. I got some awesome pictures actually. I need to share these. Yeah, I really do need to share these. Are they on this phone or are they on that phone? I can't remember. I had to switch devices over this trip because my LG phone crapped out. It really, it shit the bed. Takoyaki, we just had some in Osaka, actually, and that's where takoyaki's from. If you don't know takoyaki's taco is octopus. So they have cut pieces of octopus, and they put this batter. It's like a savory batter in these cups. They pop a little piece of octopus in them, and then they spin them around, and they're like little balls. And they're just delicious. They're absolutely delicious. I don't remember if I took pictures from this phone or from another phone. I might have some. Oh, I do. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pop them in the Discord, and then I'll be able to share them over the stream. I'll just show you some pictures of some of my favorite foods. I can't emphasize enough how awesome the food is in Japan. It's some of my favorite stuff. And you go to a Japanese restaurant, and it's weird. In Canada, it would be fusion, right? It'll say a sushi place, but it'll serve all kinds of stuff that sushi places don't serve here. But that's fine. But yeah, you don't always get the best stuff. And like, everything is just it's just to die for. It's so good. And I have to send myself images so that I can share them with you of some of the great stuff I've eaten while I've been here. And of course, I took photographs. But again, yeah, I had to switch phones in the middle of my trip. Why is it not accessing this? View all. Not stored. Oh, no. You're not giving me one of these, are you? You're not giving me this. Don't give it to me like that. I'm learning a new phone. Well, it's not a new phone, it's an old phone. but it's not allowing me access to all my photos. Why? That's really, really weird. I don't know why. Okay, maybe I can't share that stuff with you. I had some good pictures. I'll have to show you when I get back from Japan. I'll get that stuff up. But anyway, focus, man. Focus. I do need to focus. This is a thing that I'm working on. I can just show you images from Google because there's some of the best stuff. So takoyaki, if you don't know, I'll just share the images with you. Maybe it's funny looking food to some people, but it's so good. It is so good. I'm just gonna pull this up and just describe it to you as I'm doing this. Again, I'm working from a laptop, so this is really difficult. So this is what we're looking at here. They're like little fried octopus balls, and they're awesome. They're one of my favorite thing. Bank account frozen next. What? Kablamo. Did you put on weight? I absolutely did. I absolutely did. I haven't weighed myself to see how much I put on, but I know I did. Damn burner phone. Yeah, so no, I have two phones, and one I just used for a camera, and that's that. But there's takoyaki, and then yakitori is my other favorite. So yeah, you go to these. Oh, this is like exactly like the restaurant that I found. So it's funny because it was last week when I was doing the live stream, when you guys were watching, when I was going through Shibuya, I found this neighborhood that was that I didn't know. It was just like a back street on the way back to the train, and they had this awesome little yakitori place, and I was like, oh wow, I'd love to eat that. FF Clyde was woke. He would have canceled you for this question. What question? I don't know what question. Did somebody claim I was woke? Oh, that's something else. Octopus balls. Forget Mikey. Give it to Clyde. Apparently he'll eat anything. Yeah. Yakitori. They grill these meat sticks over the coals, and it's to die for. If you gained weight, I definitely gained weight. That's for sure. Clyde World Food Tour. I would love to do that, but I'd definitely give myself coronary, and and it's no joke. My cholesterol is too high because of this trip. I actually went and I went to the doctor's 2 weeks ago to just get a full checkup because I didn't trust the Canadian doctors, so I went. And if I wasn't to do it here, I would have done it in America. I would have crossed the border, paid for that service. Just get it done. Eat more dolphin, Clyde. I've never had dolphin. I never have. I've never had whale either. Clyde eats something, lol. Clyde, wear your stretchy pants. I am wearing my stretchy pants. That's what I'm wearing right now because they are comfy. Clyde, do exercise or something. Yeah, that's what I got to do when I get home. That's big on the priority list. Chinese medicine? Nope. I'm not a big fan of that. Shark is tasty. I have had shark. I had swordfish for the first time when I first got here because we ate, and we're actually going back to that restaurant, Andy's. If you're ever in Tokyo, I can't recommend enough. In Yurakucho, Andy's Izakaya. It's just the best. It's so good. But yeah, we're going back there tonight. I had shark in Hawaii. Oh, okay. I don't eat crazy food. I don't eat crazy food. I just eat delicious food. And all the stuff we had. We went out for the conveyor belt sushi last night as well. That was That was something. Clyde Rex discipline. Yeah, I do. When I'm on vacation, I'm just eat everything, drink all the wobbly pops. That's definitely my prerogative there. As long as it's dead, I'll try it. There you go. Derek will get Clyde campaign door to door for him. Yeah, I don't do the door to door thing, and that's in Alberta. I got to find out more information about it. I'm looking forward to it. Will you be sad leaving Japan? Yes, yes, I always am. It's my second home here in Tokyo. I love it here. I really do. I think it's fantastic. It's such a safe city. Like you can go anywhere and you're just totally fine, no problem. I've yet to run into like a bad neighborhood. Yeah, you can just wander and get lost, and it's a lot of fun. Enjoy your vacation, Clyde. You deserve it. Thank you. Thank you. Shark is dark red meat. I approve of the shark and fire recipe. Okay. That's something. Miss you in the mornings, Clyde. Well, I'll be back. I'll be back. Hopefully get the audience back as well. I noticed that this is one of those things with the YouTube algorithm is people worry about this too, is the relevancy thing. And so I brought a whole studio here to do stuff, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna enjoy my vacation. I'm not gonna push it to try to appease the algorithm gods. I'll do that when I get back, and that's how I'm gonna roll with that. I think that's my MO. You know, I've seen other people take vacations before, and it's worked out for them as well. So I'm just gonna do that. Bring your Japanese family to a flower festival in Canada. Do we have one? I think maybe. I think possibly. I think there's stuff that goes on in Vancouver. I heard about Matsuri, and Matsuri is the summer festival, summer spring festival that happens everywhere in Tokyo. This is why I always get bummed out because I never end up coming to Tokyo in summer. I love it here in summer, but we always end up coming like late winter, early spring, and I miss out on Matsuri. And but it gets really hot here. You gotta understand that. It gets what they call mushiatsu. Mushiatsu means like a what would you say? Like a muggy, humid hot. Cherry blossoms in Vancouver. Yeah, that should be coming soon. We're not gonna get to see it here in Tokyo because it hasn't happened yet, and we'll be heading back in a few days. But that's for sure. Oh, Northern Family Girl, are you serious? What were you serious about? I didn't see the comment. Have several gimbei. Would definitely recommend. I don't know what that is. Muchiatsu, like mushiatsu, butt sweat. Yeah, yeah. That definitely comes. Yakitori looks awesome. Yes, it does, and it is. It is. They have two main types of yakitori where they dip it in sauce as they're they'll keep dipping it as they're cooking it, or they'll just put salt on it. And I like the salt one actually best. It's my favorite. And then yeah, I mean I could talk about food all day. Good night, people. Nice to see you, Clyde. Thank you so much. Problematic post. Love the name. Ghost Dog. Is weed illegal in Japan? Yes. Yes, it is. And you can get in a lot of trouble if you bring it here. They haven't changed that cultural thing here yet, which makes no difference to me because I don't even care for the stuff personally. I obviously in Canada I think it shouldn't be illegal. It's not my prerogative to keep that stuff away from people. But and it looks like my battery's on the low side here. Holy cow. Starting to get the I hope the stream doesn't cut out. The screen just went pretty dark. But yeah, I mean that's from my perspective, I think it should be legal for people to use, but I don't care for it. I don't like it. It's not my cup of tea. But I don't see a problem with it personally. But it should be like any other controlled substance, not available for children, and not to be used when operating machinery and behind the wheel of a car. What do you mean? Oh, no, not even referring to me. But anyway, so here's the dilemma. I can't charge my laptop while the mic is in, because the mic dongle for the mic covers up the charge port, which is an ingenious design. Thank you so much, Dell, for that beautiful, beautiful design. So in order for me to get the charge port back in, I'm going to have to end the stream and end this a little bit prematurely, but it seems that I started the stream late because I didn't know about daylight savings time happening in Canada. So that really messed things up, and apologies for that. Epic answer though. Lol. Okay, about the weed thing. Yeah, for sure. That's just my opinion. And this is where people think I'm like a libertarian or whatever, and I get where they get that from, because of how I feel about that. But yeah, that's the thing. It's great to have another Friday night stream. See you soon, everyone. Yes, absolutely. And again, starting late next week, I'm going to be back to the regular routine, back to all that stuff. Next Friday, I'll be doing the live stream from the usual time in Canada, and that'll be that. I don't know how long I like your pajamas. My Skookum is Frig AVE pajamas. Yeah, they're awesome. But yeah, so I'll be back to Canada, and things will be back to normal next week, or late next week. So don't expect all the usual stuff Monday morning, because I'll still be here then. It's what a routine. What a routine. Anyway, we'll be back soon doing the usual thing and catching everybody back up on all this stuff. I got Marty up north. I'm going to have him on next week when I get back, because I really, he's got a lot to fill me in on, and I thought what other dude would be good to bring on to tell me what I missed out on, but Marty up north. So I'm looking forward to that. I hope you're looking forward to it as well. He's a great dude, and there's a lot to be said. But anyway, I hope everyone's having a great time. I hope everyone's having the best of all this stuff. I'll pop in the Discord briefly. I don't know how long I'll be able to stay, but as always, the link is in the description down below. Go check it out. Discord is another social media platform where people can go in and chat, and it gives people an opportunity to tell me about ideas that they had and other things like that, and communicate with each other on that platform. And it's amazing. It's a great place, and a lot of good stuff happens there. So probably see you guys over there briefly, but don't expect me to stay a huge length of time. And anyway, we'll see you guys all in the next one. Keep on trucking. In Canada next time.